is not return on investment. I thought that was a good one to for us to discuss because it really is layers to all of this. And people, if you're not doing this, like we keep saying, if you're not doing this and you're just a regular 9 to 5 person, you may not understand where we're coming from. But when you get into this realm of business, entrepreneurship, content creation, influencer, social media, it's a different animal. It is totally a different animal. So I wanted to say this ROI is not return on investment. A lot of it does mean return on investment, but sometimes it's
Mhm.
return on integrity. Your visibility, there's good visibility or no visibility at all. There's a difference in ROI when you deal in this. Let's talk about this success trauma, what they don't tell you. What's the trauma of it all?
Could definitely see as far as I would consider that is if you say you blow up and
Hmm.
you don't know how to handle that. That's just as scary sometimes as not being famous and you're trying to be famous or trying to be successful and it's not working. And all of a sudden you go from this obscure person or product or whatever, and next thing something goes viral and everybody knows who you are. If you're
Right.
not one of those people that likes to have the attention put on you, even though that's what you're striving for, and what's that old saying? Be careful what you wish for
Yes.
because you just might
Just
get, then that in itself is trauma. And then of course what goes and take and so you embrace the success and you embrace the notoriety. Now you've got the people that you were rocking with, were they really your friends? Family all of a sudden, now they need help with a bill being paid, or they think, oh, you changed. So there's all these different things, moving parts that go with it. And this might never happen to somebody. They become successful, and that's great. But then my hope is to be successful and be quiet so people don't know. But again, I'm one that doesn't like to be around a lot of people unless I have to. All of a sudden, the light is shining on me and my family, like how the reality stars are. That's traumatic. I don't know about
I
you, but it is for me.
but I wanted to bring this up and I'm not going to give a name, but I'm going to give a scenario and you'll know what it is. So with regards to what you just said, with regards to blowing up overnight, there was a person, I believe they were on TikTok. They
Mhm.
had this sauce and this sauce was a color like the panther. And that sauce, this person made that sauce and it blew up overnight. They were putting it on everything, they were advertising it. And all of a sudden people wanted it. They created it and then people caught on to it. They're like, oh, I want it. Oh, I want it. I want to try it. And so they threw something together and started shipping it out. It turned out because that fame, they got so famous really quickly. But when they started shipping it out, it was a perishable. So they weren't packing it in ice. The nutrition facts were all skewed. Sometimes it was the right color, sometimes it was a totally different color. So it ends up they got a bad rap. And so instead of that person trying to, and I don't know where they are now or what they're doing now, but instead of them trying to apologize or say, I got it wrong, I was trying to give people what they wanted, instead of saying, let me take some time and go and find somebody who can help me develop this to where it has a shelf life. It has the right nutrition facts.
Yeah.
No, they just went gung ho, start making it in their kitchen and then just shipping it out to people. So that's when they end up, it could have been imposter syndrome, or they just didn't understand how to, they didn't have that public relations. They didn't have that wherewithal to, let me stop. This could be something. And it was, but let me do it the right way. They just
Right.
went gung ho. And then
Right.
it ended up being a negative for them. They actually got into a retail store. It's not there anymore. But again, I think they sold it at that point when it made it to a retail store. And then that was the issue because they didn't read the contract. And so they gave it away and only took a, yeah, that can be faking it. You faked it. You made it, but then you didn't reach out to someone or
Right.
have good business sense to do what you needed. And then eventually, I think they lost the product to someone else and they didn't even know that they signed it away.
I mean, I've been doing my business for going on 7 years. And not that I would be upset if it went viral or something, I'd be like, "Yeah, okay." But I'm thinking, and when I first started, it was like, "Oh, I wanna start this now. I'm seeing everything on YouTube. I'm seeing everything on IG. I wanna make this. I wanna do that." But in all seriousness, the stuff that I've learned in the last 6 years, if I had gone viral and blew up overnight, I would not have been where I am today. It has been a progression that I've heard what do people say it takes, what,
Right.
20 years to be an overnight success? People
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, where did you come from?" I've been doing this for 20 years. Hey, we listen to Tabitha's story or anybody that's up there, they've been doing this for a while. They didn't just wake up and decide to do it.
To us, that it happened overnight, but their backstory is a lot different.
Stuff that comes easy, to me, sometimes that's scary because, like you said, there is that fine print that you don't look at or you don't see. And hopefully you'll know enough to have an attorney at some point. I always say I put people in place that know more than me. Granted, yes, it's my business and everything, but I still need to put people in place that know more than me. And I think that's when sometimes people say, "Oh, I got it. I got it. I can do it myself. This is my business." Yeah, you got it. You do it yourself. You're going to run that shit in the ground too. So you have to put people in place, delegate, as we've said before, and that helps. So when that time does come, you are better prepared for it. You can embrace it. You can think with a level head and not just the glitz and the glam because there's so much goes on behind the scenes that people really don't know until it hits them. And then you find out what you don't know. And that
Exactly.
ain't the time to find out what you don't.
And you are so correct with that. You have to put people in place, and sometimes people are like, "Oh yeah, I'll put my friend in place. I'll put this person in place." But Casey is talking about putting professionals in place, and so a lot of times that doesn't people don't calculate that, or they don't think that way. They figure, "Oh, I see them, they can learn it, or you can help me with this," but they really don't understand what Casey is talking about. You're putting people in place, and that costs money sometimes. A
It
lot of times
does.
that costs money. You're not putting people in place just to put people in place and say, "Hey, learn this for me."
Or I
She's
got to
talking about,
stand.
right, I
No,
got a staff.
no.
No, she's talking about calculated, finding people who can actually help her do something that she doesn't necessarily either have the manpower to do, don't want to do, or she doesn't have the insight. She knows she needs it. And that costs money.
It,
And a lot of people, they don't want to do that part of it. And that can be the difference between you taking 10 years as opposed to maybe 2 to 3 years.
and people have to realize it's an investment that you're
Right.
putting. It's not, oh, I don't want to pay this because sometimes you don't have the money. And there's been times I've had to forego certain things because I didn't have the money, or I would have to not do something else so I can pay that money to go somewhere else.
It is an investment. So I just wanted to make that note because a lot of times people are like, "Oh yeah, I can just bring somebody in," but it's not about bringing people in to have them learn it on the fly. You need
Sometimes,
people who
no,
understand it already and has been there or knows how to get you there. And it costs money. That's not free.
no. And the thing is, too, and you see some entertainers that have the whole bleeding heart. I'm trying to approach it gingerly is what I'm trying to
Right.
do. Some people that are entertainers and the ones that I know of in the past, they try to help their family, they're trying to help their friends, provide jobs for folks and everything. But then all of a sudden it becomes bigger than you. And again, just like you said, E, you're putting people in place because of their legacy to you, but they don't know shit.
They don't know a
So
damn thing.
now you've got these barnacles that you're paying for, and you still either have to go and get a professional to fix something that's fucked up
Yep.
or fix something that was never done at all. You have to be mindful about that. It's like nothing personal. It is strictly business. And I don't want to have a friend of mine in a business with me and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. We can sit and chit chat and have wine and
Right.
cheese and talk all the time, and that's great. But I'm at the end of the day, this is a business. I'm trying to take it to the next level. And if that's not what you can do, then I'm not going to bring you on.
And if it's not something that you're capable of doing, sometimes you're gonna have to be like, "No disrespect, but I need to find someone that can do this for me right now." Yeah. But I feel that was a good segment for us to talk about. I also have another one, and it's like social media based. Like some people, their head is, I want to get to 100,000 subscribers. That's their end goal. It is a good goal because on YouTube, some people might not know it, but if you get to 100,000 sub count, you get a plaque. You get that YouTube plaque. So that's when they get the plaque. Your first 100,000 subscribers. To get to that, you are pushing content daily. You're trying to have daily content to be up and running all the time. In that, you have burnt out. You got that goal. Okay. Now you're burnt out. Oh, I finally got here. So it really doesn't mean anything because now what's your next goal? Was it
Yeah.
monetization? Did you get monetized? So now you're looking at, oh, I got 100 100K followers, that doesn't mean you're monetized. That just means you got 100K followers. It doesn't mean that you have Google ads. It doesn't mean any of that. So, what's your next plan? That could be stressful. That can be traumatizing because now, if you've only thought to that, now you got to, okay, what's my next plan? And some people haven't thought that far in advance. It's just, I want that. So that can be traumatizing to you. It can
Mhm.
be like, okay, I got it. Okay, what's next? Oh my God, what else can I do? And you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again because at a certain point, people are gonna get, okay, that's good, that's fine. You have to reinvent yourself at some point to get to
We have
those
to have a
other
plan.
levels. You have to have a plan, right? Those are the things that again, you have to look at when you're getting into this. And some people, like I said, in content creation, some people are like, oh, just turn on your camera, just get on here and start talking. That's great. But you also need to know why you're doing it. You got to know your why. You got that knowing your why transfers to fitness, life, finance, business, everything. Know your why are you doing this? Is there an end goal? What's the layers to this?